America needs to be reintroduced to itself by being introduced to its brave men and women who are our veterans. It's been said that service in our military is the highest expression of citizenship, and I believe that. These are the finest of our citizens. We spend approximately $20 billion a year training our young men and women in the military. That is a tremendous resource for this nation, that we can tap into that.
For any of us who've been out there in the field with them in Afghanistan or Iraq, you know what a great resource they are, and they're often doing extraordinary things, demonstrating extraordinary courage.
The core of opportunity rests around the veteran and what they can give back to society, so that's why we are all on fire and trying to help that cause.
So my job as Chief Veteran Officer for CBS Corporation is to make sure that our veterans are doing a graceful and successful transition back into civilian life so that they can therefore give back to communities and enrich those communities. And it's very important that we all take part in making sure that we're there to be a resource for these brave men and women who've sacrificed so much. I'm proud to support their mission.
He's enabled many of us at CBS to understand how qualities of veterans, leadership, intellect, the ability to adapt to changing circumstances, and an unflinching commitment to integrity are values which fit into the corporate culture.
Rich Jones's passion, if you will, for his role as the Chief Veterans Officer at CBS is unique. I have not found another corporation that has entrusted a senior executive with that responsibility. And if he serves and people see the grace with which he does that service, others are inspired to follow his lead.
For a journalist, knowing Rich, it's a dream. This is a guy who knows everybody in the veterans community. He knows the issues.
I'm a blue-collar kid, hardworking parents. My father's father, a World War II vet, an infantryman who fought his way from D-Day all the way to Germany. My grandmother was a Navy nurse, Brickell Naval Yard. My grandfather served in the China-India-Burma theater. My father served during the Vietnam War as a military policeman. I went in as an E1. I'm an enlisted person. I'm so proud to have served in the Army 75th Ranger Regiment as a non-commissioned officer. I rose to the rank of Staff Sergeant E6. And I was a career soldier. I had re-enlisted for another 6 years, and that was my life. But as fate would have it, during an airborne assault training exercise, my parachute malfunctioned and I hit a runway, broke my back and my neck, my legs, and as a result was medically discharged.
So Richard is someone who actually expected probably to die, and he confronted that, and through incredible courage and tenacity was able to work his way back. And he sees every day of his life as a blessing and as a responsibility to touch the lives of others positively.
And he believes that all of us have a debt to pay. And when people hesitate on paying that debt, or the bureaucracy interferes with it, or the law precludes it, he gets extremely excited. Nothing is considered too big of an obstacle for him to take on alone or with a group.
Without the sacrifice of our military and their families.
Richard and I are close partners on the CBS Cares projects to benefit veterans. Super Bowl PSA that we worked on together was seen in-game during Super Bowl in 2013, seen by over 100 million viewers.
I think what makes Rich an effective business executive is his background. He has a very unique background. He's an Army Ranger, a tax lawyer, as well as a deep understanding of accounting. Needless to say, I don't think you find every day someone with that type of background leading corporate tax departments.
As the General Tax Counsel for CBS, it's my job to make sure that we're complying with all the tax laws. And my philosophy is it's the three bears approach, right? We don't want to pay too much, we don't want to pay too little, we want to pay just the right amount. And that summarizes a Herculean task by amazing people that I work with.
I think he runs the tax department, as a military unit. When you join the tax department, he'll give everybody, go through a boot camp, and he'll give everybody a tax CBS Special Forces pin, which I didn't go through the boot camp, but I am an honorary member since I'm the Chief Operating Officer.
There's an old saying that everybody needs someone in their life to give them the courage to be what they're meant to be. Syracuse University was that for me. I was at the VA Medical Center in Syracuse. I was thinking about what I was going to do the rest of my life. And it was a very dark period, a very uncertain period. As a Ranger, you're taught to shoot, move, and communicate. And so I got up, I walked up the hill, eventually made it to the office of Horace Landry, who was an accounting professor and really embodied the spirit of Syracuse University. And I told him that I thought that I would want to be an accountant. And he told me that if I worked really hard, that I could do it. And that very moment, that was the beginning of the rest of my life. I got an amazing and wonderful education. There were so many people that saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. They shared their humanity with me and really opened my mind to the possibilities of the law and business. My wife, Robin, who has been the North Star in my life, was working and going to school, getting her MBA at Syracuse. And we were in classes together, so we studied together, and that was part of one of those people who are there to give you the courage to be what you're meant to be. I understand now why things happen. I'm here for a reason.
He's different from anyone else that I've ever met. He's not interested in the politics. He's not interested in the ego.
Very simply, I love this man. He's the best.
It's my honor and privilege to know Rich. In my lifetime, I've met all kinds of people. Very few would I ever say walk in a light of grace, and Rich does.